A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out Buffet too.
All about faith to this is Parker, yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. First show of April, man. Welcome. As you know, this is the Overthinking Football Show. For those who don't know, you found out now. And I am your host, mokwena. Welcome to the show. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. And then also on Fridays at 12:30. And in case of a watch along, like what we're going to do tomorrow, the show will be on at 7:30, where we will watch the game together. I can't exactly show you the game because obviously copyright issues, but we get to talk about the game together and what we like and what we see and have discussions. This is why this platform exists, is for us to, delve a bit deeper into our football, speak a little bit more about our football and ask different questions that are normally asked in traditional media. Guys, if you want to watch any of the previous episodes, we've had some banger discussions that are available in full on YouTube. And if you could do me the favor of subscribing on YouTube and then clicking on join, you will get access to a WhatsApp group where I can hear from more of you guys. You guys can teach me and show me a lot more things that I can't do within the confines of a 2-hour show. So go on over to YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join, and then you'll gain access to the WhatsApp group where we have some more incredible conversations on that side as well. Guys, today is a Monday show after a very long layoff from international football. Hey, country. Now we're back. The league is back into full swing, and we got our first games back over the weekend where the big three got to play. Kaizer Chiefs drew 0-0 with Cape Town City. Pirates lost to Kukune United 2-1. And then Mamelodi Sundowns went on over to Tanzania and drew 0-0 on that side in the first leg of their quarterfinal. We're going to speak about all those games tonight. Do me the favor of tapping the screen, guys. Tap the screen, like, share, do all of those things. Randani, welcome. So tap the screen. Let's try to get to 15,000 likes, guys. What happens on the show as well is that you guys get to jump in and add your voice to the show as the show goes along, depending on what topic we're speaking about. And to do that, you have to join me while I'm live on TikTok. Follow me while I'm live on TikTok. There'll come a time where I'll ask you guys, or I'll tell you guys that I'm opening up the lines. Click on the little button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest. It's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure, and then you'll be able to request, jump in, and add your voice to the show. Because we have 3 topics tonight, I'm asking that, guys, can we please be a little bit quicker with our responses so that we can allow as many people in and we can have the conversation. First up, we're going to speak about the Kaizer Chiefs, who played Cape Town City to a 0-0 draw. 12 shots from both teams, 12 shots apiece for both teams. Cape Town City with 3 on target versus Chiefs is 2. Cape Town City with more possession, with more passes, and some might say might have needed to win that game. Now, I'm a Chiefs supporter. We're still under the Kevin Johnson reign, but I haven't learned anything new about this team. I haven't learned anything new about this team. We haven't done anything different. We are on quite a streak when you look at our record. So I don't know how to feel about this. The big takeaway I have from this is, for once, Tinkler didn't beat us, and then for 2, I think we do have something there with our attack. But Rashota, man, there's something that happens when we get up the pitch. It just doesn't. We can't get over the hump. So I'm going to open up, guys, very early now, so that we can have the conversation, and I can open up and we can jump straight into the chat. We're going to start with Chiefs, move on to Pirates, and then end off with Mamelodi Sundowns. So feel free to request. Remember that you have to be following me in order to jump in. Are we going to continue, guys, with this Chiefs thing that you guys don't want to jump in and speak about Kaizer Chiefs? Let's see. Kaizer Chiefs, last 5 matches, they have a draw, a loss, a win, and 2 other draws in the last 5 matches. It's a very interesting place to be, where Kaizer Chiefs is. I was asked if I would take Kevin Johnson now, if there was a space for me to take on Kevin Johnson. And for me, the only way Kevin Johnson takes this job is if we finish with that number 2 finish. But it does look like this is going to be a quick segment. Okay, Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly. Do we have an echo on your side?
Okay, cool. Oh no, I could see from my side that my Wi-Fi is not stable.
Okay, no. Just asking if we have the same problems as the last time. Agent, I know you are a Sundowns fan. Tell me, what did you think of Kaizer Chiefs versus Cape Town City?
I want to talk about my team, but hi, you people.
We'll finish off with it.
They're embarrassed by that team, but Chiefs.
Heaven.
Yeah, there's an echo again.
Okay,
But
I guess
anyways.
that isn't fixed, but let's just push through it.
I think if there's anything that I've learned is Chiefs looks dangerous on the counter. Maybe like I said on the group, maybe it's high time get sorry or pride and just play on the counter, you know. And if there's one player who is not refusing, but who is frustrating to watch is Udupris, you know. He's not a bad player, he's a good player, but his decision making and his final shot, always leaves one disappointed, you know, and it's very frustrating to watch him. And another player who is, maybe I'm going to be judging him harshly, but I think he's on the trajectory of Umkulisi, where he will forever be a youngster, you know, forever a youngster, not improving, not doing anything, is Mdushabalala, you know.
Yeah.
At this time and point, Abu Duba should be looking up to him, you know, as the kind of the senior kind of figure in their cohort, you know. But and then Tetwa, I think Tetwa played well. Modi, she was okay. And then I have a problem with Chiefs in the sense that, in as much as you are playing on a counter, it means you must have very fast fullbacks who can overlap, you know. So you can't play Uzita and Sfiso at the same time, because both of them are slow and they're very reluctant to go up. What I would have done is Solomon's instead of Macheke, you know, so that at least you have a fast outlet that side, especially that it will be the Bray Solomon's that side. And then Atlantic can come up slow and you have Emerson and Simango who can defend, you know. So hence that in that way your transition would be good, you know. And personally, I wouldn't want to play Uduba as the sole striker. I would rather have him partnered with Oranga or whoever, you know, because I think so that he can play off the shoulder of the main striker and most of the attention not on him, you know, because I think he pulled up, if I recall well, because it was intense and they're pushing him around. So yeah.
Okay. I want to come back. There's something I want to speak to you about. Let me bring you to Bongan. Bongan, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm
Just
good, and
unmute
you,
that,
my
Bongs.
brother? I'm good.
Hi, Bongs. Nakirai, Bongs. Bongs, what were your thoughts about this 0-0 draw?
Chiefs ish. Jayam Gubi, Kappa Chiefs.
Gooby.
I think, but the game was two halves. So I'm a Pirates fan, but I saw the game. The game was two halves. I think like every player by Farayo, it did change everything. Because like Motuba, I didn't understand why they're starting high. Danny Uranga, Chivivero, at least and others bring us something different. And also Nuchabalala, they didn't keep much to Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's like first half they really tried because in the Cape Town City it was good on the day, but it was a good draw for the Chiefs against the Cape Town City. That draw they can take some positive from that draw. I think no change our so many change in Aponala.
Mara, statama positive. Bongs, statama positive. Sugu 7.
Yeah, but you see, like it's not a lose and they're away from home against a team that is top 3 and
Nababagu 6. Nababagu 6.
Yeah, because league change. But for Kaizer Chiefs, it's a good draw. And they created also chances, just as like more chances, yeah, you're never gonna win. But I think no stay yo I'm Dalo umbone, yeah, udlalile that day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, ngizobuya bongs. Let me bring you Zola. Zola, welcome to the show. How are you? You can just unmute there, Zola. Let me see if I can help Zola out there.
Ndikhona Malu.
All right.
And you?
Nguba kahle Zola.
Yizo njani?
As long as I'm losing, I can smile nyana. Tell us all, what did you think of Cape Town City versus Kaizer Chiefs 0-0 draw?
Eish, bruh. Sesingazizawuthini because i-draw it's better than nothing because we're always losing these days. But ndiyithandile le nto uKevin Johnson le akayenzayo ukufaka uDuba. The more umfana efumana i-game time, at least uzawukora into i-game, i-goals because uranga uyadlala ne, but at the moment he's not giving us anything. So uDuba simbonile ku-NFD, he was scoring goals every time esebaleni beke score. So the more we give them game time, sizoba mnandi. And then no, since ke uDuba engenile, bengicela ngokuthi Kevin Johnson ajonge nalantwana uvilakazi because lantwana idlala the same soccer like uJabupuli. If uvila angangena daye ku-midfield and then uDuba as a striker, at least Ashley Tobias ubaleka gqithi ne, and then uDuba sis edlala 9 uDuba amdlalule Ashley amfaka ku11, then uDuba adlala 9 straight 9. Ashley Tobias since ebaleka too much uzawusquare ezabhola, uDuba uzabe khona uzawuzifaka ezabhola since uDuba uyakwazi uconverta i-goals akaphosi like u-Ashley Tobias. But ke usale plus usale if angabafaka as 4-4-3 afaka usale as u7 afaka uDuba as u11, then bazawu-attack and then bazawu-process bola uDuba uzazifumana akora. And I think uranga okanye afake uranga and Duba as 99, then since ebaleka kanje u-Ashley Tobias ngaphaya asquare ibhola, if uDuba akakwazi uyiconverta siyazi uranga ukhona bazawukora. And then i-midfield afake le ntwana usibusiso vilakazi, la ntwana leya intsweni ayifake u6 unto umthetho andazi umthetho ibhola kayidlalayo it's similar neka-Castillo, iyafana neka-Mart. Asikwazi ukufaka abantu abadlala into efanayo bonke. So it's either sifaka uzwane, Sabelo Zwane, then sikhiphe umthetho okanye omnye wabo sifake uSabelo Zwane, sifake uvilakazi, then oyi-1 ke if kungena uMart then ufanele kungena oyi-1 uMart, Castillo, Mthetho badlala same thing. So kufanele sibe nomuntu ozawo playmaker like uvilakazi that boy can control a ball.
Okay.
So uvilakazi if angadlala adlala midfield adribblisa amadoda aphasa ibhola abantu bawe phansi, then iChiefs izaba mnandi. So I think we must give this boy Vilakazi a chance to play. If he can play every day, I'm telling you, bruh, zobulala abantu.
I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Agent. Agent, I've got two questions. You know, you mentioned Abo Kwinika. Well, it was mentioned now that Abo Kwinika coming in. We've mentioned that Abo Dupreez are playing on the wing. Why does it seem as though Chiefs coaches all do the exact same thing? Because these are the same things that were done by Untseki. It's the same things. Uzdita, for example, coming in at right back was Untseki special, even though there were Solomons and all those people. And then secondly, are we looking for saviors with these kids? That, you know, is it just going to be a thing where Duba's going to be the flavor of this year, and then next year he's going to be similar to what Shabalala is?
Yeah, you know, I joked in the group that maybe there's Braston there and Screamer there, Chiefs, you know. But with some, you begin to understand that in as much as you are dangerous when you play with Udu Praise as a 9, the problem is he's not clinical, you know. And then the question is, maybe aren't you coaching him? Isn't there a striker's coach there? But I think that's a different question. But you can't rely on him to lead the attack, you know. But you need his threat. So most of the times you try and play someone up there with him, you know, be it Ranga, be it now Duba, you know, because you simply can't rely on him, you know. I think that's a problem that it looks like from Zwane, now Johnson, none of them can solve that problem. How do we make Udu Breeze score goals, you know, so that you don't have to play with him as a false 9 and have a 9 also in the team, because you have a 9 and you have a false 9 at the same time, you know. So that's the problem. And then with the youngsters,
but then before we go to the youngsters, I heard it's being said by one of the former Chiefs players that the fans scare the players and the coaches, you know, into doing certain things. Uprazola has spoken about something. I've spoken about changes I would make. Surely, man, it can be experimented with, or is it really this pressure that they're under that they end up playing like this?
I didn't quite get the question because I heard you mention.
No, I wanted to mention because an old Chiefs player said that the fans scare Chiefs so much that they don't want to make any changes. Is it really the case, or is it also a case that, hey man, the brain's trust there is not creative enough? Oprazola just gave 2 different solutions. For example, I come on in and give solutions all the time, but nobody seems to try anything.
Yeah, I think these pressure there, you know, every single move gets criticized, you know. I think I think it was the derby where he experimented on something. I can't remember what it was, but he did something new and we were excited about it. I don't know what happened there, but sometimes you try and then if it doesn't work, everyone is on you, you know. I think we'd come back to the similar thing, that maybe at Sundowns they overdo it, where you, as a coach, Zungu comes out, you're like, let me be creative and bring in Umudiba, and doesn't work out, then everyone is on you also, you know. So, but at Sundowns you have that luxury to experiment, but then at Chiefs, is there that kind of luxury, you know. So you'd rather play it safe, you know. You'd rather have a defensive stability of Uzita and not Santino, that they're not going to push forward. So if they're not going to push forward that much, it means you have 5 at the back, essentially, you know. So it's going to be difficult for a team to catch you on the counter. It's going to be difficult for a team to score against you, you know, because in as much as Chiefs is not scoring, they're not conceding, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if they have one of the lowest goals conceded, you know. So I think it's just a case of them playing safe more than anything, you know. So like I said, everyone is there to protect his job, you know.
And on the
youngsters, and I think I've criticized a lot of teams, you know, on this, that is we put pressure on this kind of youngsters, you know. And I've always mentioned infamously that an 18-year-old, sometimes we get hyped up with, there's an 18-year-old Kobe man who's playing week in and week out, and look at what he's doing, you know. But we forget that an 18-year-old developed player at England is equivalent to a 25-year-old, you know. So sometimes we are putting too much pressure on those 18 years and don't allow them time to develop, right? We are bringing in Duba to come in and carry the team, you know. There was a Happy Mashian. You guys forced him to carry the team, and he made a mistake. He never recovered from it. You know, Umdu. You know, he's a shadow for myself. He was exciting when he came in. You know, he was trickery, he was everything. I don't know if it's the environment. I don't know what it is, but you look at him as like he's a shadow for myself. You know, he was exciting. You know, so is the club itself. Any player who goes there, be it a player of the season, be whatever, they struggle because there's expectations, and the club is having a tough time on top of that, you know. So when you bring in these players, they have one good game, they get overhyped, and then all of a sudden they're expected to be carriers, which is both a technical team problem and a fan-based problem, you know. In the sense the technical team also, they're supposed to maybe sometimes take them out of the spotlight a bit. I don't know if you guys realize what Coach Jose did with that boy, the left back at Pirates, the young left back who played at Kalim Black Label, you know.
Oh, the right back.
Yeah, you know.
Mokone.
Yes, Mukoni, you know. So she was exciting. He got overhyped. The coach took him out and he's easing himself in, you know. So Umfundo gets a good game. You guys want to put pressure on him. Do so. You have to ease this young players in, you know, and you don't throw them in the deep end like you're doing to Duba and making him a solo striker in this kind of Chiefs, you know. Make him have a free role kind of, you know, a false nine kind of where he's gonna play with the shoulder, you know, so that when the team doesn't score, like it doesn't score, then people look at the striker and like, how man, Duba, what are you doing? You know. So yeah, I think it's a problem of the fans.
Very quickly, is Chiefs the place where young players can grow, or should we be looking, as Dimpo said in the comments now, should we be looking to send some of these players out on loan?
They agree because I heard the jacuzzi there is very nice. But anyways, they should, you know, because I think Chiefs has a very good academy, you know. You guys will always bring out a player, you know, who's very good, you know. And I think it's not a Chiefs problem, if I can put it that way. It's a PSL top 3 kind of problem, you know, because then I can make the same argument about Sundowns, that you've seen young players getting in and they can't break through the team. So instead of sending them out on loan, we keep on hoping that we'll give them 10 years, 15 minutes, you know. So I think it's a PSL thing more than a Chiefs thing, to be honest.
Okay, let me bring in Prasola. First question I'm going to ask you. The Chiefs coaches keep doing the same thing. Slogus Bona Bozita starting, Slogus Bona, the way they play, the way they build up. Yes, Panela, no. Kevin Johnson, yes, Panela, no. Mpeki, for example, we're not seeing anything new. What's stopping them from being able to implement some of the things that you were speaking about just now?
I think the coaches are scared of the fans or the players. But if I was a coach, I was not going to play with Zita. I was not going to play Zita. Zita is an N1, and the combination of Zita no Msimango, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if coach Angazama, at least if he can try Ungobo or no Masimango, then that is going to be balanced. And then Ushanti, now I can bench Ushanti. Then you can put in Solomon. Solomon, he can overlap and cross the balls. Yeah, Solomon and we are crosser, une passes again, and then Landona Zwane. Samkelo Zwane was playing very well last season. He was never been benched. He was making the last straight full 90 minutes. If you can go back to our previous games, you will see Samkelo Zwane is playing nice football. He was holding Kaizer Chiefs midfield like Zwane is playing the same thing at Chiefs, but he's been benched this season. I don't know why. But so if
no, go on.
Who's one? So if we been here, like let us loan our youngsters. Why must we loan our youngsters? Our fan for the fact that NFT. They are ready. They are ready to play. Zala bantwana esomanu babeke pension because xoba ngabaniki game time baba weak. Uzaba strong kanjani ungafumani game time uhlale pension. You will never be strong. And ungena ngoma 5 minutes. Ufaka ngoma 3 minutes.
And iyo lento ngifuna ukubuza ngayo Prazola ukuthi Now I'm a player, I'm a youngsters wethu. Unkosiphile Ngobo beka a youngster for 5 years. Abo Mashiane have been a Chiefs for a long time. Abo Shabalala, last year he was on fire, Dala. This year he's not playing. Oh, Bam Chigisana who DDC. Is Chiefs the place for youngsters to grow or so ba overhyper and then masespa overhypile umuntu akasekho for the next 3 years akakhuli?
No, it's not about the players. The problem is the coach. Then I think most fans the Chiefs zesiphayazi ball. So umuntu once wenza mistake eyi-1 kuthiwa you and then kubhalwe ngayo ku-Facebook kuntoni kule page ka-Chiefs ye-fans. Then umuntu ubethwa kwi-bench. Look at uMashiyane bekenitswembu sisathi saqashe sawina i-World Cup into i-AFCON. One mistake yokuthi afumane red card i-AFCON. Champions League one mistake ufumane red card abantu bamphenduleke. So i-problem yethu zifan indaba yokuqala. And then I don't think i-coaches the-Chiefs ziyakwazi urida ibhola. Andizazi because if zingayirida i-game check laa ntwana leya uvilakazi ubuyijongile laa game yayo le Colin Black Label. Ububonile uvilakazi bekedlala kanjani lapha neStellenbosch ubumbonile. He was free. So if ungafaka laa ntwana leya umxelela uba ikuse iba free limaza abantu like uJabupule wayelandwe esesibokolweni ezowenza the same thing. So if anganikwa laa ntwana kunikwa i-freedom kuthiwa bulala abantu boy singadla abantu la kufake usamkelo zwane la ku-midfield kufakwe laa ntwana then kuthathwe ke aba bantu babafunayo abadala. It's either sifake uCastillo okanye uMart okanye uMthetho. Abo bayi-3 makungadlala abayi-2. Aba bantu abakwazi uphasa ibhola. Umthetho noMart noNtuli zi-defensive midfield. They don't know how to pass balls. Abakwazi uphasa ibhola. They just play. Bayamarka aba bantu ngabantu bokumarka. They can help the defense ukuthi omnye xa ke overlap la kuSolomon xa ke siya phambili uSolomon uyathanda overlap. If uHlanti angabekwe ebenchini plus uHlanti naye ngo-N1. If ungabench uHlanti ufake ubench ukwenika bake bazama ikwenika nomsimango ezu-5 no-4 then uHlanti naye ngo-N1 man akahlale phansi kufaka uSolomon. Then siyazi uba if uSolomon siyazi if uSolomon uya-overlapa ungcobethisa uvala kulaa ndawo then umthetho uphula back uyohelpa uyodlala ezi-4 ungcobo uvala kulaa ndawo kaSolomon then xa ke buya njalo bayatshintsha but ke if ezintwana zingadlala zombini uzwane novilakazi I don't think we'll be under pressure because we'll be having the ball the whole time because ngoku ii-players the-Chiefs aziyazi xa ziku-midfield ukuba ziyenze ntoni ibhola ziyikhabe ngathi sidlala i-netball kubhuf phambili iyathathwa siya-athekwa the whole time.
No ngiyakuzwa
So if singafumana umuntu ozaholda ibhola kudlala number 6 no-10 usamkelo zwane sino-10 onswembu blind phaa kusamkelo zwane. We don't have 10 aka-Chiefs sidlala nje but usamkelo zwane ukhona. Usamkelo zwane angamdlala u-perfect 10 and then uvilakazi adlala u-6. Izaba yilapha combination kaSkapi Malatsi and Jabupule. Uyayikhumbula le nto kaSkapi Malatsi noJabupule? Certain Ferrex sinayo la ngoku ayibonwa ngcoach.
Okay. Hey ubulise ngapho ngiyamuzwa umuntu uvumelana nawe. Let me go to let me bring it to
Yes.
Pezzi, welcome to the show. How are you? Yeah. The baby also wants to be like us. Pezzi, are you with me?
Yes, my brother.
I'm right, Pezzi. I'm going to throw you into the deep end because we're ending the segment. When we look at Kaizer Chiefs, why don't we see changes with formation? new players coming in, new things. Why are we still seeing plans and structures? Nobody's trying something new.
Ngiqale ngibingelele wonke umuntu ngaphakathi abalaleli nababukeli abakhona. Brazola no bra agent yanibingelela bafethu. No, mhlambe my brother, we're looking at this Chiefs the wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start at the top, because I think even now as human being, if you pet you can't function. So yonke into iqala at the top. Let's look at the management the Chiefs. Those are family members. They're running a club as a family. Let's leave alone ukuthi new players, new coach is not functioning well. Let's look at the management ukuthi bawumndeni and they are a family. So yonke into bazoyenza as we are a family, right? So the problem is Chiefs, they need new management. Junior, no Mr. Be Ntogas, JC, they must step down and give new members who have experience who can run Chiefs proper. So Chiefs don't need a family member to be run. They need new people. Kunalo coach we young boys ababemfuna angisazoba igama lakhe.
Nabi, he's coaching at
yes.
in Morocco now.
Yes, and guess what? Number one, Morocco is doing very well. Yes. So what that coach said, if he can come with Chiefs, ufuna ukuza na management yakhe yonke. And by the news I heard, which party no ngebakwazi, they need Dylan Shepherd and Atwazan in charge there to be there. So look at the things now. Chiefs won't go anywhere. We won't see uzwane nje behleli ngaphandle ebenchini omdu. They hardly get game time. Chiefs need fresh people, experienced people to run a club. Ngale ukuthi a club it's a family status or it's a family thing or what. They need fresh new people, and then we'll see good football, a good structure, and see what's the happy Chiefs. That's where you can watch nice football, a competitive team.
Is it better when we speak about the youngsters? I want to zoom in on the youngsters. You know, we've seen youngsters at Kaizer Chiefs stay there for a very long time and not develop. We've seen Abumdu come in last year and it was very exciting and everybody loved him. Didn't get any game time, doesn't get much game time when he comes in this time. We've seen guys like Abo Khatebe, Abo Mashiane, Abo Matadzi, Abo Zwane, sitting on the bench, not getting game time. Is Chiefs the right place for these youngsters to develop, or are we going to create that situation yokuthi sithatha umuntu simfake ebhotweni elishisayo and then masekushisa siyamkhipha even though he's got a full career ahead of him and he can't progress?
The thing, my brother, would say, if you bring on a player, you have to have a direction. Why are you bringing that youngster to your team? What do you want out of that youngster? Don't just bring the youngster because he's good, he can manage his team, he can hold up his team. Why are you bringing that youngster to a team?
Yeah.
Does your team have a direction? Does the team have a direction? Where do you want your team in the next 3 seasons to be in? And and those 3 seasons, do you want this youngster to be part of those 3 seasons? And what is your direction? Ungambizi umuntu ushabalala, ungambizi uDuba uthi azole team. Give them direction. Give them direction so they can be developed, they can grow. They can play good football that everyone can watch and smile about. But Omdu bafike lapha because I think they thought MTC they're doing well. And then maybe for Iskatulo school now. They can't manage, they can't play. So now they're having a problem about develop about because they didn't have a direction which gives ifun EAP. My brother abaqosha uKevin Hunt, they found Kevin Hunt ngalesikhathi ngakwazi ukusayina ama players. He didn't have time to sign new players, and we know Kevin Hunt loved youngsters. He loved youngsters. Look at Campbell njengamanje. He's doing very, very well njengamanje Campbell. If only they gave enough time or one season more to sign players and give them something, maybe we'll be talking a different football. Kevin have drew 1-1 with Sundowns recently. They drew 1-1. So I don't know.
Okay. No, Professor. Thank you, guys. Like I said, today we've got 3 topics, so we're gonna move a little bit quick on these ones. Thank you to the guys who are part of the panel now. We're gonna go to iPirates. So next up is iPirates, who lost to iskhukhune. Let me just get the graphic right. Who lost to iskhukhune over the weekend 2-1. Before I go there, please remember to tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen. I believe we're sitting on 5K or 4K. Can we try get to 15,000 likes on TikTok and also on YouTube? Just like the live. Just like the live. And if you have not followed, please follow. Now, Pirates played iskhukhune and they lost 2-1. How the stats looked was that iskhukhune had 5 shots, 3 on target. Pirates had 16 shots, 9 on target. Pirates had 76% of the possession, 624 passes versus 206 for iskhukhune, and also 83% accuracy from the Pirates side. Right, as Jose reminded reporters, this is the first time that Pirates has lost in 2024 within the league, if I'm not mistaken. Therefore, he doesn't look at it as a big deal. But I want to flip it and say, think about what iskhukhune is doing with Captain Fantastic Ulinda Mtambo. They're on that side. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They've pushed all the way up to number 5. So they pushed all the way up to number 3 in the league. They're looking very good, and Coach Siema needs to be given his flowers because he did something similar at Polokwane before leaving, and now he's doing it again as iskhukhune. So kudos to Coach Siema. In terms of the game itself, I think Pirates still suffers from a very Pirates problem where they look very good, they play very good when you're watching them. They go sexy, they interchange, they do all that stuff. But when it comes to the actual business end of the pitch, where they need to score, where they need to do something, ingati I shot the Pirates at that point. Ingati, there's a little bit, there's something that they're lacking on that side. I mean, look at this, 9 shots. They couldn't even get 1 goal from that, 16 chances altogether. iskhukhune came in with a very good game plan. They caught Pirates on the break a lot. It was sort of a combination of a high press, but also they understood that when they won the ball, that transition has to be very quick. And luckily they had Ulinda Mtambo to do that for them, coming back from injury. He scored and assisted in this game, has scored in the other game, including the one where he came back. So it's looking very good for iskhukhune. But the Pirates, man, when it comes to the league, I don't know. Every time Pirates is right on the brink of doing something incredible, they go and lose a match. Every time Pirates is right on the brink of, being the second best team that we always speak about, they lose the plot in those key moments. And I don't know, guys. For me, Pirates, it's something. But anyway, guys, please remember, those who are in the queue right now, we're going to be speaking about Orlando Pirates versus iskhukhune. And after that, we're going to end off with Mamelodi Sundowns and their game that they played versus Young Africans. So let me see who's here, and let's have a conversation about Orlando Pirates. While I do that, guys, please remember, tap the screen. If you have not followed, please do a follow. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. And also on Fridays at 12:30. It's not just match reviews. We also speak about hot topics within South African football as well. So please join. And if you want to watch any of those episodes back, they are available in full on YouTube. I'm just getting everybody in so that we can have this conversation. While I get the others in, Sean, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, my guy. I'm good. How are you?
No, I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I escaped the weekend with a point. So, Naki sharp. Tell me, what do you think about? What did you think about your general thoughts about the iskhukhune versus Pirates?
Hey, yeah, no. Jose keeps on proving to me that he's a plumber. I said it, guys. The first season he was there when he was winning those league cups, and he's continuing to show it to me. I mean, the way he's even using. First things first, man. What he did with Sasane is quite discouraging. If the boy doesn't play the next game, he killed the boy. You know, he killed the boy. You understand? Because he comes in, he makes mistakes. His team doesn't cover for him. His team doesn't play for him, and he's taken off the second half. You understand? At halftime, he's taken off. You see, so if the next game he doesn't play the boy, he killed the boy. That's number one. Number two, he's doing the same thing with Saleng. He keeps on trying to play Saleng in pockets, trying to tell him to be a winger come 10. It's not going to work with Saleng. Saleng needs a lot of space to play. You see, I mean, if you look at the game that you watched against Arsenal and Tottenham, I mean, and Man City, Doku was being played on the right that game.
Yeah.
And he forever kept the width. You see? He forever kept the width. And whenever he got the ball, he was pressed by one player or two players. It's easy for him to shake both of them off, get into the box, and try and create an opportunity. You understand? So that's Saleng for you, guys. That's Saleng for you. He's very simple, but he's very effective. So if you want to turn him into something else, it's not going to work. If again, the same game, Man City and Arsenal, if you look at how they used Rodri, how they used Bernardo Silva, Bernardo Silva and Foden, how they used what's this guy's name? Kevin De Bruyne. All of them had a different function in the game to deal with the block that Arsenal was giving them. You see, they all play a different role within a game. Now you have a Jose who doesn't see that in his players. I mean, how is it that without Tito, your team can't function? You understand? Your team can function without Koki and CBC. Your defense can't function. And we're supposed to say that this man is a good coach. No, we need to ask forgiveness from Rulani for saying he doesn't deserve, his coach of the season award. I think that's the problem that they have now. They have a coach who's run out of ideas. You understand? And now there are rumors that there's he mentioned it. He said there's attitude in some of these players. Imagine. But anyway, no, as a Sundowns supporter, they must suffer. Legal death is ending in death, and that's okay. but that's just how I saw the game. Congratulations to Sekhukhune. Sekhukhune came to that game knowing what they're playing against a team that has quality, a better team if on paper. And so they did what Arsenal did. Every time we tried to match up with these people, we lost. So what do? We create a low block and we move well, and when we get the opportunities, we take our opportunities. And that's exactly what they did. Because there was no danger man there. There was no threat from anybody. It's like Arsenal keeping Haaland quiet by making sure that De Bruyne doesn't have time on the ball. Then Haaland can't do anything because it's a traditional 9. You see, so it's that type of situation where your team doesn't have a plan B within a game, and you have to coach them all the time. It's like so when you look at it like that, it's like basketball. You need to divide the game into 4 halves so that you can always coach and coach and coach and coach. And that is troubling to me. You understand? That's why I'm saying this is a wrong coach for them. If they want to win the Nedbank Cup and the MTN 8 and the Carlin Black Label, that's a good coach. But for everything else, nah. Thanks.
There's a question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to come back and ask you a question about what you just said. Velile Takababa, welcome to the show. How are you? Hi man, Bafo mina ngimnandi. Velile 2-1 Sekhukhune versus Pirates. Linda Mtambo wanbuyela. What did you think about the game?
Ngithi namhlanje Easter Monday. Siyabonga nokuthi uJesu uvukile, uJesu sinosisintabo wavuka shem kwabafileyo. Nkosi yami. Bekamele lelu suku lwanamhlanje luze lifike bazawudliwa isikhukhune ngizawuqhamuka. Siyabonga ukuvuka kaJesu sisinthabi madoda.
Hey man.
No.
Uyahlupha Velile. Hayi
Bafo. Begethi okay konje the teams that they take themselves too serious sizoyidiscussa ngayo after this pathetic topic in Pirates, because I believe certain teams, they don't just take themselves seriously enough, even their coaches, okay, maybe they comment and can be proud by saying it's a first loss in 2024. Yeah, whatsoever. You don't know how important was this game for the team that you are coaching. If maybe you don't have a vision to see what is happening around you, maybe you would have come up with a better answer than what our coach has given us, because this game was so much important to us. I'm saying the teams that take themselves serious, like our Sundowns. You've got Mokwena and the goalkeeper who were playing for Bafana on Tuesday. They are playing for their team on Sunday because they understand, the coaches understand the importance of the match that they are playing in Tanzania. You've got our players that they didn't even play on that match on Tuesday. Since the last player against, what's that team, Magodovia or what? What are they playing against? Yeah? Andorra. If you need those players, those are the first team players. You can. What was the use of resting Abu now Umaswangani? Umaswangani is an important player in the setup your Pirates. We need those players to compete. We've got nine games remaining. We are competing now for number 2, unless if the coach doesn't want to play number 2, or unless if he doesn't want to play good CAF. That's what we want our team to play. But these guys, it just seems like they're not even serious, doing the one mistake each and every time. Because even if you look at it, I've always emphasized that this thing, winger, those you got your left and right winger converting them into defense, of which is not their strong point. We are always punished with the same mistake. And I don't know how long does it take a coach to realize hey, but hey, these guys are playing with them like they're just a low block, they're defending, they expect to count us on the counter, of which they did. But you've got substitution. You've got 5 substitute. You can even change the game within 20 minutes and put 2 substitute and change the whole complexion of the game. You still have got 3 substitute remaining. FIFA has helped us with 5 substitute. But our coach seems like they don't know what's the use of those substitutes. Seems like they had lost it, they don't even know. This thing of 2 defensive midfielders, and as I've said before, good talent them, but they are always praised of which Lord can do much better than what we've been seeing there. And if you've got a good team playing behind, Lord can help you much going forward. So we are doing one thing, same and again. Come next season again, yeah, this time we are winning, we are singing the same tune now and again for this coach. The first time I have to agree with Dushon Lions as our coach. I got my ideas. He doesn't have ideas to change the game, and sometimes he doesn't understand how important the game, like this game. Like now, 21, 9 games remain. And now, you've got almost 4 teams that are competing with you for that second position. You got Supersport, you got Stellenbosch, you got Cape Town City. And now with this coming in.
You've got Chiefs. You've got Chiefs.
I know, I. Now, so you are trying too hard now. No. Now I don't like because your coach is behaving like Ukhalima Mutlante. What are more opportunities those guys? So no, I don't take them seriously. But no, man. Yeah, it seems like he doesn't understand most of his players and what is their strength and the weaknesses. But surely, I can't imagine. So wish you Christmas. So say, good Merry Christmas. No, I can see you good eye. Merry Christmas and to the coach of the season, Rulani, wish him good luck. It seems like he's the only serious guy who knows his business here.
Hey, Belile. You think Fagus what you Belile saying Christmas? Also, you know what you day with the Christmas. I go April. Belile. Let me bring it to Swat. Hey, Barak. So, Belile, there's a question I want to ask you about your coach. Swat, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
What this Kukune beats Paris 2-1. What are your general thoughts?
These ones, they think they're a big team, these ones. They think they're a big team, these ones. That's their problem. They forget that Tina Nabu, we're on the same boat. they are busy compete. They wanna compete for top two. You know, us we don't even have anything to compete for this season. That's how bad it is.
And we're 3
Going
points
back to
behind
that
them.
game.
And Chiefs 3 points
Ah.
be 3.
And then they say we are pushing too hard. They're inconsistent, these ones. They're very inconsistent. You know, this is a team which I would never put my money on because they win one game, next game they lose, which is very confusing. Because today they can go draw against Sundowns, then tomorrow they lose against Amazulu, which is surprising. So, like they're saying, man, they're saying their coach is out of ideas. I mean, let the guy cook. I think he has something that he's trying to do. Like creating a new position for Saleng, which is, I think it's a good thing since you are trying to always change and find new ideas, which plans don't just work automatically. Like Sundowns, they didn't just overnight become the position football team that they are. They had to lose games. They had to fail in certain attempts till they were that good. I think he was trying to play football without Maswanganye, Koki, and those guys to see the structure because they rely on those guys. So now he was trying to play a certain type of football where he cannot rely on them. And then one thing I noticed, never allow some players to leave because they will hunt you. Linda Mtambo was hunting them there. He was showing them that I'm still the good player that you guys disposed. But Pirates, we can just give them the title of League Cups journalists or League Cups
specialists.
Specialists. But us in the league, Pirates in the league must forget. They must just focus on their cups. Other than that, I think, they must focus on cups. And Pirates, you are 3 points in front of us. You can't say we can still contend for that number 2 position. Don't forget.
We'll see. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm gonna come back, but let me bring in Untozak. Untozak, welcome. On Untozak.
Yes, on Untozak. Let me greet everyone on the panel and then the listeners also. Just a few comments when it comes to Parade and Skukune game. You know, first of all, I think we as supporters, if you were here earlier during a discussion of Kaizer Chiefs, a lot of people spoke about coaches changing the system. That one also kills the team. If you keep on cutting, batting, chop, and whatsoever, when you keep on changing the coaches now and then, you won't have a good structure on your team because you'll keep on signing more players in each and every season for different type of coaches. That is why even young players are not developing at Kaizer Chiefs, because if you keep on changing the coaches, which philosophy are they going to adopt? Which system are you going to create between a big team, meaning the first team, and also your MTC team and your development? Because you keep on changing the system, and it means the coaches on these lower teams, your development teams, they don't understand what is required on the first team. You know, so changing the coach is not a good idea. So when it's come to Rivero is a good coach. Tell me, he's the second best from Rulani. Rulani is number 1 on this country, then it's Rivero. You can see that the guy is tactically disciplined. He knows what he's doing. My problem, especially with Pare looking at this game, you can even look at their starting lineup and look at the bench. Tell me, how many wingers do we have now after we sold Lodge? We don't have wingers, naturally wingers. We're talking about people who can play crosses, people who can take players 1v1. Because if you look at Fukeng is not a winger. He's a 10. He's playing like a 10. He's not someone that can cover a 2 position in defense and also attack. He's playing most like a 10. And you look at Kabelo Dlamini, he's also a 10. You look at Maswangai, Kamvuiti, all of them, they are 10s. They are not natural wingers like, for example, your Tikhang Mabalane, your Denny Clate, those type of wingers, you know. So when you've got a system that has a striker like Mabasa, who's very good on the head. You know, headers, Mabasa is the best. Then you play with inverted wingers. Who's going to supply the crosses to the box? Because now these people, Fukeng and Saling, they will want to come inside, cut inside, and take a shot. Because show me one game where this boy, our youngster Mfukeng played a cross and say, oh, he played a cross here. He doesn't play crosses. Salem does not play crosses. They all inverted wingers who like to score. That's what happens when you play with 4-2-3-1. You're playing with about 4 strikers. These 3-3 are your 10-10. And then when you want to substitute and you see that these people, they are blocking this the middle, then it means you have to now play wide and put in crosses and then pounce on the second ball. Who's going to play that cross? You make a substitution of Kamvud. Is Kamvud going to supply a cross? That's why you're saying he's not playing his best football, because you're playing him out of position if you want to play him as a right wing or a left wing. So there's a problem with wingers, especially when we sold Lodge. We were supposed to buy a wing. And then I thought when they bought Ulibito from Chipa, he was coming to play as a winger, but now he's playing as a right back. So you see, we are short of wingers. That is the most important point where they have to address coming to the first half. I mean, going to the summer. It's not summer, it's winter side. Yeah, winter window. June. We need to sign the wingers, proper wingers, because defense we are fine. And then our coach gambled. Yes, he gambled. We all saw that. But if you listen why he gambled, the players from international games, they only arrive on Thursday. So those players, they've got jet lags, and you got a game on, was it Saturday? So they arrive on Thursday, then you see them on Friday, then you can't put them straight ahead on that game. Not unless you want to risk with them with injuries, because their bodies are not warmer enough to play a hard game or a high intensity game. You need to prepare players. That is why we have something we call conditioning in football, where you condition players for the next game. So they were not ready for that game, looking at the players that came from the international break. That is why Sundowns even took their players straight to the private jets so that they can prepare them for the game. So with the parade, it was more of a tactical issue. Now, if you're playing with a low block and you see that you can't penetrate through the middle, then play wide, attract them, let them spread the defense, let the defense be spread, and then put in the crosses so that the players who are coming in turn can pounce on the ball that will be deflected from the defense, because now you can see that you cannot play in the middle. People have overloaded the middle and they're playing well on transition. I understand.
Okay.
So that was the most part where Parade failed. And if coach management, do you have proper wingers now, or you just have inverted wingers and also tens? Because I don't believe in Mfukeng and Dlamini and Kamvudi are wingers, because I know exactly Usaling is a winger. Maybe we are left with one proper winger, which is Usaling. So how is Mabasa going to help you? Because we know his strength is aerial balls. If you play crosses to Mabasa, then you are certainly sure that, yes.
For time's sake, I'm gonna come back, because you said something. You said something that really got me thinking. I'm gonna come back. Guys, for some reason, TikTok is restricting me because they think this pen, thank you, Muchiti, they think this pen is the cigarette. Hey, Angsaz, man, TikTok now. Let me go to Sizi Payo. Sizi, how are you?
I'm good, yourself?
Man, Imnand, Sizi, tell me about this game. What did you think about Kukune versus Pirates?
I think I'll go with ubhuti lapha lo khuluma eqala ukuthi I think lento yokuzama ukushintsha uSaleng to lento abazama ukumengisa yona. I think uSaleng, he's a classic winger. He can be your template. Abantu abakanjalo, he can bring crosses. So lento ukumenza ukuthi ezama ukuthi ezoba ball player, he's not a ball player. And another thing is, I'm totally against lento yokudlala ngama-2 defensive midfielders. Yo. Inginika isense ukuthi we are playing negative football. Let's just play one defensive midfielder with another creative player. Abantu abaningi bathanda uNdlondlo. Yes, uNdlondlo ngiyamthanda sometimes, but ukuthi usisikhathi unama mistake awenzayo, ulahla ibhola kuma critical phases of the game, uba casual kwesinye isikhathi. But also he's a good player. But let them with 2 defensive midfielders. No, I'm against it. And the coach rates, coach rates. I think he's not interested with league. I think he's a cup specialist. League. Umaswangani adlala igame eyodwa yokuqala. Uyamazi umaswanga umdlalo obaluleke kwiPirates. Awumdlalisi kule game lena ebibaluleka kanje esidlala nesikhukhweni. Awukwazi ukwenza lokho. It shows ukuthi he does not want the league. He only cares about domestic trophies. That's what I think of about coach rates.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. Look, let me ask the question. I'll come with my thoughts at the end. Sean, we are now speaking about Jose, and we're saying that there seems to be a little bit of confusion. Jose is, for me, what's most frustrating about Pirates is that I feel as though the answer is right there in front of them. They have the answer. They had the answer at the beginning of the season. They were playing very well at the beginning of the season. Then they started tinkering and bringing in a whole bunch of players to try and get them on and do this and do that and do that. Is Jose getting killed by the fact that maybe it's not a lack of creativity, but he's got so many players that he doesn't know what to do with them?
Nah, I think Jose is getting killed by the fact that he came with a system and he wants players to fit into that system, right? Instead of coming into a team, realizing the profile of players that you have and creating a style of play out of it. You understand? I mean, the Orlando Pirates that we know is no longer there. I mean, if a Koki can push a ball, if a Koki can do what Kikana does with the ball, push it up the line, then stand on the ball, like really pause the game, then you realize this is not Orlando Pirates. You understand what I mean? Because Orlando Pirates used to play, sure, they used to build up slowly, but once they get into the opposition half, it was 100 kilometers per hour. It was chaos, In some instances, they used to play a 4-2-4. You understand? Sometimes they had to have 3 at the back so that they can add more numbers up front. You see? So what Jose did, he came in with his own way and he said, no, I want to do my own thing in this game. You see, without looking at the profile of players that he has. Because I thought he was going to build from last season and then he was going to get Saleng help. Instead of having to get 19 goal contributions from Saleng again, we're going to spread that around. And you are right, like last year he was depending on Monare and Tim. This year it was Baloni, it's Mbata now, it's Makaula. Like you don't understand. You see, let me just mention Sundowns just in passing for an example.
Yeah.
Sundowns system needs a lot of chemistry. But Sundowns hasn't had a consistent 18 since the season began because there's always an injury. Then there was AFCON, resting players. So you need that chemistry in a team. You see, so they are losing that chemistry. And then they started trying to play a new style of play with players who are not used to it. You understand? So that's what's happening with Jose right now. He's changing things. And it's kind of, someone can say, okay, Sharpo, there's a system. And that system is kicking out certain players, which means those players don't fit the system. So you get players who fit that system. But Jose himself said he's leaving next season. So if you're going to chase out players next season so Jose can win for one season, then what's going to happen after Jose has left? You understand? So he just needs to create a team out of the players that he already has. That's what he needs to do. And if he needs them to...
I think what frustrates me again about Jose is that I feel as though we had that team. Like the Pirates team from the beginning of the season, the 4-3-3, Ndondlo Mnare in the center. He didn't have a ball playing center back so that it would bypass directly to Ndondlo, and then Ndondlo would be the heartbeat of the team, would make the team play, right? He had that, and Saleng was in his positions, and they were scoring, Lepastas, Banban. Chigi, Ndondlo's not in the team. You're not even sure if Makaula is going to play today or team. You're not sure if Munara is going to play. Up front, sometimes Tito, at some point, Tito was playing as the 6 when he was playing very well as a 10. And then Mfukeng is now playing in the center. Like, it feels as though he's tinkering for no reason.
Exactly. Like, from the beginning of the season, I was so impressed by Ndondlo because Ndondlo was playing as an 8, but with the mindset of a 10.
Yes.
You see, so he helped them because they were building up through phases. He helped them build up in the second phase and actually push the ball forward.
He was like an Islander.
You understand? And then you had those. Yeah, you understand what I mean? And then you had those 3 behind the striker. The only thing the striker had to do was make those runs in between the centre backs or to the right hand side to create spaces, and that was Lepasa. And then injuries came, and then suspensions came, and then all of a sudden Lepasa is no longer playing. We bring in Makopa. You see, Makopa now is injured, Mabasa is playing. I don't know if Makopa comes back, he's going to play or not. You understand? And Ndondlo gets injured, and Ndondlo now is left out. Next season, they're going to buy somebody else, and then they're going to bring back Mosele. You see? So at the beginning of the season, it was working well. It was working wonders for them. But now they are complicating it because now they're even trying to play with 2 attacking fullbacks. I don't understand why. It's not necessary. If you're no longer playing like the Pirates of old, you don't need two attacking fullbacks. Play Maela there, so Maela can help you keep the three at the back.
Yeah.
You understand? And then you can play a double pivot, but make sure that one of them is a box to box that can actually create chances moving forward, that can read the game from deep. You see, and that for me was in John Draw. And then he went and he changed everything. Maybe. I mean, he's a European coach, so they're not used to such huge squads. So he might be right in saying it's because he has so many players, doesn't know what to do with them. But then get rid of some of them then. You know, why are you still allowing them to buy you more players?
Yeah.
You see?
Okay. I'll come back and give you guys like a quick minute. Velile, Coach Wako has been in the job for what, a year and a half now. Yes. And Ingati, this squad is too big for him to handle. Umbona Zamezizi out of the blue when he was doing very well at some point. What's happening, man? What you say? Is the squad too much for him?
No, kokuqala ungamangala iTikTok ubeyingasho iballpen yakho beyisho isithombe sikaHoto sePirates lapho ukuthi what we consume kuPirates is not good for our health. So beyingasho wena khululeka mntakababa. So no man. Jose, this league has got 30 games. Currently it's on 21. There is no way you're able to still trying to find yourself on the 21st. Now is whereby you have to 10 games remaining. That's where you're supposed to grind the result. And whether how or not, we cannot come up with an excuse and say our players, like the first team players like Abokoki and Maswangani, they were tired coming from bafana. But the fact remains they didn't play the game Tuesday. So they're tired from traveling. It's better because they didn't play on Tuesday. So that thing, if they get into a country on Thursday, surely they can be ready on Saturday. It's only in South Africa whereby if our players are not used, you'll find stories of players are tired, players are doing this. That's only South Africa. We watch soccer every day. We watch soccer players playing in Champions League, even in Europe, UEFA Champions League. Even the CAF Champions League could understand how sometimes how they would even suffer their players and sometimes they would even rest them, not play for a day or not even train, but play the following day, but tired from a match that they've played. We cannot always come up with excuses and say our players are not ready. But Maswangani and Ukogi, they're the first team players they Pirate. And in this last 10 matches that are remaining, those are important matches if you want to number 2 good league. So we cannot excuse and say no, that did. And also secondly, if Pirates has got wingers. Ulibito is not a right back, he's a winger. So if the coach Uhoto is a left winger, Usaleng is a natural winger for me. Second division Sam Labamsada Kone of which was also a leading goal scorer and also contributing. Even Naguswalos was playing as a winger. You've got Uazola Matros MDC who was signed playing for Chiba United as a first team player, who's a natural winger. Monyane is not a right back. That's your proper wing again. If you watch the first game by Umunyan was playing coming from the right hand side, the type of crosses that he was putting for the team to play. So we cannot always say no, Jose doesn't play. He's got player. And sometimes you did I agree with the show, sometimes you need to tickle your system of play. Remember you can play 3 at the back and play with 1 defensive midfield.
Yeah.
And attack with other players. It's either at the back you play back 3, no Mayela, or you play back 3, flat back 3, or no Bodlel, who are natural defenders, who will make sure that okay here with team playing as an anchor midfield, knowing that okay now we are playing with 4 defenders, and the other one that you change the system. But we haven't seen that from Rivero. In all, if you look at all the games that we have lost, that we're more than the same mistake again. The team that we play again, they will get the ball. It's either they go to the right hand side, Gambonyane, or Libby, or the right hand side, because they know that person is not there. Or they go to the left hand side as they did go second goal. Yeah, it's a cocoon. coming from the left hand side, a paradox which is the right hand side, and crossing the ball. And if you look at Ufi Noma and tapping that ball, our right back is nowhere to be found on that one. So which means we're playing with only 2 defenders, and both of them are slow. Usisane and Nonda. And Usisane, remember, is not even match fit. That's game 21. You are gunning for the second spot. Surely on this one, our coach need to come to the party and grind those results to make sure that we get into the second spot. So we cannot say team I am players, but the coach decided to play our players on the wrong position. That they were not both for those positions. We've got natural wingers, we've got middle fielders who can attack any team. But if they are not used, and sometimes if playing a team that's playing a low block, you still have got an option to pull 1-to-1 defensive midfielders and put Ulipasa and strike na 2. You've got Dlamini playing behind them. You've got Mufukeng on the left hand side. You've got Usaleng on the right hand side. Put two strikers. Why not put 2 strikers there? And then change the complexion of the game. But our coaches are not even doing that. I don't know. They're afraid to do what. That's why we are lucky because FIFA is even allowed us to make 5 substitutions. But 6-7 is not long.
Mara, very, 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 very quickly. Isn't it in South Africa? Because these complaints we're hearing about Jose, for me, sound very similar to the complaints we're hearing about Kevin Johnson, for example, where you've got natural wingers, but this one abo to playing there. You put in a striker who can header the ball, but you don't put in any crosses. You take people and put them into wrong positions. Is it the South African thing? Ifashinetu now, Leon.
Maybe ngizagcina ngisho njalo even though uyathanda kunjalo mangithi ngikhuluma ngento eziserious bese ufaka abanye abantu, but it's fine. It's fine. Yazi uyathanda njalo nje ukuthi ungifane.
Mara velile. Yabona ke, ayithukiyeke tiphakuto zakhe. Tiphakuto zakhe hayi ngeke. Same question to you. Bruce, man, is it the number of players? I mean, not Bruce, is it the number of players? Is it Gucci, man? It's quite sake. There's so many different people, and he's trying to fit them in. What's happening, Gucci Lobuntu? I change so many things all the time, always changing.
Yeah, I think when it comes to chop and changing, we parrot. Mainly, it's caused by I don't know. It's coming from the board or the management or whoever. Kunama player we parrot and a must play contract. That's the first thing we must understand. They have a must play contract with you must play this amount of games. And if you look at a player like Kukamfuiti, remember he was wanted by many teams and even international teams from Imarisbeck. So maybe one of his contracts stated he must play, you must give him time. Because this player transaction after 2 years or 3 years, sifuna overseas. But we want to point of view, especially looking at Peggy's season got 2022, 2023, the second half part of the season. Parrot played very well, They outscored Sundowns with the number of goals they scored. They got more points than Sundowns. That's why they ended up being a second best team. Now, one gets to why did you change that team, Yonke? All of the sudden, Makala is season, Utimanj. Yes, maybe Connor allows to analyze and coach, I need to strengthen that position. But do not change it with about 5 players, Because if, as you were saying, we're playing with team, if you play your system 4-2-3-1, then you are comfortable with team and Munar. Then you signed Maswangai now as a creative player, as a creative 10. We are happy about that. Put Beko Saleng on his right place. Lodge was injured start of the season. Then which other winger did we have? A natural winger that can play as a right winger? Because Mfukeng was not given enough time by the start of the season. He only got time during injuries. But any natural winger, then you've got a striker. I think beginning of the season it was Ulipas. And we're playing very well. Then injuries started, and then all of a sudden everything changed. Then you get to wonder why do we not have a consistent starting lineup? Because that's where it should start. Especially with spine set team, looking at your 2 pairing center backs, 2 midfielders, and your striker. You shouldn't gamble with those positions. And our coach, unfortunately, this game he gambled with very critical position. Our center backs pairing, our midfielder pairing, and also our combination at the front. It was broken. You could see that there was no chemistry. Yes, we've got good players, but those players must have a good chemistry between them. So how do you create chemistry? By making sure that you put them in most of the games they play together. And in this case, it was unfortunate to Loko Bagbulalile. And then when it comes to substitutions, I think Abomandla Ncikazi and his assistant coach, they must also raise up their hands and say, guys, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think Coach Rivero is an autocratic leader. Etata ama views or keeper. Now, how much ama input are different. We understand. Going to players again. You remember there was a parity 2010 to 2012 where you see defenders now last minute saying, no, we're going up front. Go score taking game to their own hands because they could see the guys up front, they are frustrating us. They are not giving us what we want. Sometimes they will play according to their instructions, not the coach instructions. I understand. You just tell the coach, now we're going forward. We're changing everything. We are taking this game. That's why we will say the brilliance of the players on the match. And I think Pirates lack that thing again now. We don't have players that will say, okay, this is not working in this particular game. Let us use this way to communicate to captain go forward say because especially when you're playing a team that is playing with a low block. Sometimes you need there are things that details that you see as a player. Let me tell Mfukeng, hold on to the ball, go straight to these people. Let's win free kicks because we've got that ball specialist Abu Dlamini Bosbanman. And you can see that communication is not there. And I think it's one of the reasons why we lost the game like this. Sometimes the parity leader we inconsistent out. The big players are not raising up their hands to say, let's change the formation, let's do this in order to win the game. Even for the last 10 minutes of the game, I don't think the coach will punish them for that.
Okay, guys. I need a very hot minute. I see agent is not me. I need a very hot minute. Sean, can we give Coach Siema his flowers? He was coaching Ipulukwane City up to top 5, top 4, if I'm not mistaken, when he was still there. Then when he left, and now that's Kukune, and it's got Kukune 5 games in a row. They're at number 3 right now. Can we give Coach Siema his flowers, and can we give Kukune and Linda their flowers just for a minute, man?
Definitely. I mean, Linda Mtambo is back like he was never injured. You understand? Which is encouraging to see. You know, he's back like he was never injured. He's back like he was never, rejected by Orlando Pirates. But Orlando Pirates have had, Linda Mtambo is a sign that Orlando Pirates have had very, suspect coaches for a very long time. You know, I think Siema has done really well. He came into, I wouldn't say it was a rocky ship. I think the Coach Truda did well in the preseason. They didn't really change much. But one thing I don't see much of is mokwena. In what Siema is currently doing, but he's done a great job, and he deserves his flowers for it. Unfortunately, when he meets Sundowns, all of this is going to end, and people are going to forget the job that he has done. But it happens.
Velile, let's complain about coach, man. Now coach is doing well. He done it twice good season, which is incredible. Because they need years in order to get the philosophies right. Mara, Velile, can we give some flowers to Siema, to Kukune, Linda Mtambo?
That's not that Pirates
Sekumele
sincome manje nanoma kunzima ukuthi sincome into esibona ukuthi ucoach wethu kuye kuthi usikhostile mina sincome manje ngento ebengalunga nje ngayo umgqibelo le ana ingadingi ukuthi kuze kufike namhlanje hayi no yena no but ucoach no if you look at his season I think kulonyaka lo umvumile yena. Because if you look at the way he started the Pulukwane City, even though he left there without knowing Asazi's name, maybe he got a better offer from EE. It's Kukun. But if you look at him, he has been consistent in the way he plays from the Pulukwane City. If you look at the first round, Yama game with Pulukwane City, they played a beautiful football in my first games. Well, and they were getting results. I think that's how one position they're a bit safer because of what Ulihlono has done, and he has continued, I think, Sekhukhune, of which I think he's still learning. He's still learning. He's one of those coaches who are learning, but also you can understand that maybe he's open-minded in terms of understanding the South African players and also the approach that you must take in every defense. You could see they were targeting Vele, the Pirates wingers, right and the left back wingers, was they knew they will go up, and once they go up, they will never come back. We can praise Ugutu Uhoto is working his socks off, yes, going forward, of which that's his position. But then in terms of defending, coming back, there's no way. There's no way he can have that energy. Just need an assistant on that side. He's not a left back, but Usiema and his team, they've exposed that. So yeah, we can give credit to them.
I just wanted to give credit, guys. Case Kulmezimnandi also. Let me go to Onentozaki. Tell me, can you give some credit to Kukune? 5 wins in a row. They're number 3. Siema doing it again with another team in the same season. Ulin Namtambonagu. He's playing as though he was never injured.
Yeah, Kona, when it comes to Kukune, I think Kukune has a very good management. You look at how they've been operating ever since PSL. You can see the team and the structure is correct. They know what they are doing is Kukune. They are not just playing around with PSL. They are here to stay. They've got a very good structure, very good recruitment, the mix of young players and experienced players. So they are doing very well. And also, I think the recruitment when it comes to coaches is very correct. You look at when they took Brendan Truter, even now until they did not go for a high-profile coach, but they went to a coach that is still learning, a coach that is still improving, who's going to improve their players, and that's what exactly Siema did. Is improving and is improving the players, is learning, so we can give him those flowers and say continue to learn, continue being the best coach. Maybe one day he'll coach one of the big 4 Yasemzansi. So they are doing very well. But when they start to lose, we must not be harsh again, because that's where we kill coaches and players. When they start to lose, they say it's fine. You are a young team, you are a growing team, and also the coach is a young and a growing team. So keep on trying, you'll do best next time. So yeah, they did very well.
Okay. No, thank you, guys. I just wanted to give credit, man. We speak so doing this wrong and doing that wrong, but you don't highlight the right that people are doing. And I think Kukune is on the very right track. It's fine, guys. Sundowns fans, I'll give you your extra 4 minutes. Don't worry. Guys, please tap the screen. We're almost at 15,000. Let's see if we can get to 20,000. Let's see if we can get 20,000 likes. We still have a good 40 minutes where we're going to be discussing the next topic, which is Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, is in the knockout stages of the CAF Champions League. Again, another season where they've qualified. And of course, they had to face Young Africans over there in Tanzania. In their quarterfinal clash, they had their first game versus Young Africans on Saturday evening, and it ended in a 0-0 draw. The stats are as follows. Yanga had 7 shots, 4 on target. Sundowns had 10 shots, 2 on target, but had 70% of the possession, almost double, actually more than double the passes than Yanga was able to get, an 84% pass accuracy. Very quickly with my thoughts, honestly. I think Mamelodi Sundowns, dare I say it, the cracks of the chameleon might be showing here. I think the game that they played, although they were in control for a lot of it, they had the possession, they couldn't really break Yanga down, and Yanga seemed to have a plan. I believe that Yanga had the more clear-cut opportunities where their players were very wasteful. But there was a time where Yanga could have been taken advantage of. And I think Coach Rulani, his substitutions, I don't know if they were the right ones. He made some subs that may have killed some of the momentum that Sundowns had to take advantage of Yanga. I've always said that the one thing about Sundowns is that they are very even keel. They stay at a certain level for the whole game, and they wait for you to make the mistake, whether it be defending too deep and making a mistake and they take advantage, or attacking and getting excited and then they take advantage of you being sloppy, right? But for this game, I think Coach Rulani blinked first, and you don't normally see that in the PSL. Sundowns is usually very measured. You don't see it in the group stages. he blinked first, and it ended up in a 0-0. Now, again, champagne problems because they have to, Iyanga still has to come to Loftus and win the game, which is going to be a very interesting ask for them. But Sundowns fans might have some flashbacks of a certain game versus Wydad, but we'll see what happens. Also, there was very interesting things that happened outside of the game as well. Very, very interesting things that happened. Mamelodi Sundowns was not the only team playing in Tanzania this weekend. Ahly was also playing Simba. You know what's funny? Apparently, both teams packed their own food. They were like, we're going to pack our own food, our own rations, our own everything. There were people who were assaulted before the Yaga game. So maybe the dark arts is at play there at the Yanga. But let's not get too far into those weeds. Let me bring in Agent. Guys, Sundowns people, jump on. Agent, my brother, tell me, what did you think about this game?
You know, it's criminal that we spent 90 minutes on Soweto teams, eh? It's very criminal.
80 minutes. 80 minutes. 80 minutes.
But after much reflection, it was an okay result. I think the problem is sometimes it's expectations. You know, what had sometimes is not the reality, but the expectations, you know, and the hope. Across the 4 games that were played, only 1 goal, you know, and you begin to watch and wonder, it's like it looks like everyone was conservative, you know. Thank God Kumu is not here, but I think we started off a bit shaky. We're not playing well. We're a bit rusty. As always, sometimes as rusty, they don't play consecutive games. I was a bit okay with the fact that Uzungu was going out because I always thought that he's a bit sloppy, but it ruined our game. So that he went out. And I'm never going to blame Rulani for bringing in mokwena, Mudiba, because in my mind also it made sense that you bring Mudiba to play the Zungu role, you know, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But he did, to his credit, once Ulunga was able to tag in, he was able to play a bit better, you know, in the same inverted role, because he was not necessarily playing as a fullback, but he was coming a bit from a bitish of, again, front of the corner. I can see the corner of the 18 area and sliding in, like he was like doing that half, not necessarily defending, but coming in from there, you know. So I think that made him more familiar with the game. So yeah, I think young guys, a good team. They played for a draw. And, you know, as we saw with Arsenal, Man City, sometimes when a good team sits, it's difficult to break them. Even for Man City, so who are we to complain when we can't break a team like that? So maybe it's not the chameleon, it's the fact that we give credit to Younger that they pegged a double-decker bus, you know. So that's what I can say. In terms of Rulani, in terms of blinking, I think Oloch was tired. It was wrong to bring Shalule out because in as much as he's not offering you that much up front, at least he occupies 2 or 3 defenders and he'll give you extra energy when you're defending, you know. So taking him out, you know, it was something else that I wouldn't have did, you know. And Ribeiro, you know, and once we lost Uzungu, it took him time to react and bring in Umkuli so that he can have that stability in the midfield again. So I think tactically from his side, it's one of those few games I can say Rulani was poor, but otherwise we move.
Let me bring in Mamba. Mamba, welcome to the show. How are you? Let me just see. You can just unmute there, Mamba.
Okay.
There we go. Welcome to the show.
Uyangizwa no?
Ngiyakuzwa mara ngathi khona idelay nyana kwi-network, but let's push.
Umuntu olalele. Network yangiphayizisa.
Yeah. Between network. Yazenzani Mamba, I'm going to take you off. Come back on. Sometimes inokusebenza when you come back on. So go off and then come back. Let me go to Chicho. Chicho, how are you?
Yebo, njani?
Hi man, Chicho mina right. Tell me, we were in Jani came young Africans and Mamelodi Sundowns.
Sengiyibone ngam-highlights mara i-Sundowns siyadlala. Mara le young Africans ingozi nayo. Mara uyazi ngisaba ngalama draw waka mokwena sayangisabisa. Mara ngiyamthemba next Saturday siyoyilungisa.
Okay. Hayi, ngizobuya ngifuna ukukubuza kahle. Ngizokubuza, there's something I want to ask you about what you just brought up. Let me bring in Malums. Malums, welcome to the show. How are you?
Ochi, great, all right.
Hi man, great Malums. Malums, tell me about this game.
Well, Chief, I think for starters, with it, and we have to acknowledge that Iyanga is not a club born yesterday. We are talking about a club bigger than, older than the Sundowns.
Yeah.
I mean, a club from 1989. About got experience. Yet enough with the African stage of late, but they've been making miracles. If you look at their previous games in the African continent, I better a club is almost 5-1. So we're talking about a formidable team here in the World Cup. I think the Sundowns went to Tanzania to say good team. I'm taking from what coach Rulani was saying. A win would be good, but a draw is also good. And considering the conditions, I said Tanzania, we have to take a draw. With the loss of the unavailability of Umshishi for this game, because you could see the Sundowns are struggling. Yes, they got all the best players in Mali, but the glue was missing. That was going to bind everybody together. Which I believe Umshishi was playing that well. Now, with Umshishi not being there, it meant that there was no one who was collecting the balls up front. Or was making play for Sundowns. And I felt like Uribero was a bit too selfish at times. I've counted about 2 or 3 instances where Uribero could have passed to Ushauli. Because mind you, Ushauli was a best striker because he could score from awkward positions. But Uribero was, for me, too selfish. I think there was one instance where two players as before, but didn't want to release the ball. So I think there. Overall, as a Sundowns fan, I'm happy. I don't know. I don't know next week. I don't know when they come here. What to expect? I would love to say it's gonna be a clear win for Sundowns, but hey, Chief, couldn't let win our goal. I'm seeing a nightmare of last season where we thought we were almost through and on the last minute. I'm seeing, and if you look at the similarities between what is happening now and what happened last season, we went to, I think it was Wydad, we draw Wydad, and then we thought good coming back to in South Africa, we're gonna kill these guys. And yeah, so I think for now, let me stop there and yeah.
Let me bring Msabe. Msabe, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
Hi, man. Mina, I stay good. I'm okay. Tell me, what did you think about your Champions League encounter with Yanga?
Yeah, no, it was one of the not so good performance from the boys. But then, however, for us to go to Tanzania and go there and dominate the game even on our off day, I like to think the boys they've done better under the circumstances, you know. I was disappointed with few players. The Mudiba, Alende lost lots of balls. So yeah, we couldn't play our normal, but then we tried. Also, I was disappointed in Yanga because they played like an away team at home because they were sitting back, waiting to catch us on transaction and counter attacks, of which for me as a home team it was very disappointing because I think Yanga they are capable to play their normal game and attacking game. But then, I think also the substitution of Bongani Zungu because we could see it there by the midfield. We were very, very thin after Bongs was substituted through that injury. But yeah, not all it's lost at a draw away. I would have liked a goal scoring draw, but then we'll take a nil draw compared to Loftus on Friday. Don't see Yanga drawing with us or scoring. I mean, if they sit back at their home ground, what are they gonna do here? So obviously they're gonna sit back. So we are gonna get a goal because Shishi will be back. We really missed Shishi on that game. But then Ribeiro also he was so self-confident. So I'm very, very disappointed with Ribeiro. But then a bad game, but then not bad result. But then it was not so good game. But then I will take a nil draw, and then we go back to the first and we try win and score 1 or 2 goals, and then I don't see Yanga come to Loftus and score a goal. But yeah, we'll finish the job on Friday.
Okay, guys, please tap the screen. 118.3. Can we get to 20,000 at least? Just tap the screen. It's free, guys. And follow if you have not followed. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. and then Fridays at 12:30, as well as other content I drop on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. That it's very interesting stuff. I promise. Go and watch that too. Let me bring in Mamba. Mamba, is the network better, Nyana?
Ngathi sekungcono bhuti omdala sanibona nonke.
Hayi man, okay, ngijabula ukuthi at least ubuyile. Qhubeka ke ngitshele ngale game Yanga versus Sundowns.
Mina ngibona ngathi uRulani uhambele ayofuna idraw lapha. Ngibona ngathi ufake ipressure le usually ayifaka if ufuli win lapha ngathi kade azifunela ukubafunda ngokuthi ngibone noWilliams makabamba ibhola kuya relax wasedlala emuva sijahanga. So naye makaceda ukukhuluma ku conference yakhe uthe definitely siyowina. So leya definitely yakhe ngikhombisa ukuthi lapha kade ayofunda lapha. Kade angabasabanga labantu ngokuthi if kade kufuneka iwin straight kade azobafake wonke amasotsha wakhe. And the other thing i-engine ye-Sundowns kade ingekho naye akathukanga ngokuthi i-engine ayikho uThemba Zwane. So leya game leya bhuti omdala asidrawanga ngokuthi maybe kade kunzima kangako. Hayi angiyiboni kanjalo. Kade singajahanga singayifuni as normally Sundowns mayifuna igoal ifuna ngenkani ngithola bhuti omdala.
Okay,
and
okay.
ngisho ukuthi mabaza ngayi ePitori iwin soyithola straight because into esifunayo ukuthola some points to CAF sokwazi ukuthi siqualifyele for i-club World Cup. So leya kade kuyi-study uzoyenza sure la ePitori.
Okay, I know as long as you guys are confident.
Ngiyabonga.
Hey, the network is playing a bit. Sean, tell me about this game.
I think there's too many things happened in Tanzania. These guys they start the match off the pitch. We thought it was just Simba who does these things. Kante, they do the same, and the problem is Sundowns doesn't do it when these people come here. I think we should find them accommodation there by Hillbrow. But anyway, it's Motsepe. He's never going to allow it to happen. But I think I agree with the previous speaker. It wasn't a bad game, but it was not a good game. I think going back to what I said when he spoke about Orlando Pirates and the changing of players, we lacked rhythm in that first half. We were in each other's way, and you could see even in that first half we couldn't find Lodge. Those flicks couldn't beat players. We just didn't have. We were not on song. We were not on song. I don't know for what reason, but we were not on song. And some of it, I'm gonna say it's because of the Bafana players. We spent 2 weeks without them. We worked on the game without them, and they joined us a bit later. I think it was very difficult for them to play. But I'm glad they were in the game. It's unfortunate that we lost Zungu as well. I think with Zungu, we could have had a better game. But we just couldn't find a way past their defense, not because they had a good defense, but because we were not finding passes. We were wasting passes. We were holding on to the ball a bit too much. We were impatient. Didn't want to make that extra pass. The movement was just off, man. It was not the Sundowns that we know, but I don't think it's a train smash, man. I think when they get to South Africa, we're gonna give them a different type of football game, and they talk too much. Just a thing. I wanted to beat them there simply because they talk too much, But it's fine. We will do it here, and they will leave with a defeat when they get here. That's just the way that I think about these people. I thought that they were going to want to play more on the front foot, and then we might maybe get a goal from that, but they didn't. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll see them on Friday.
Okay, we've crossed 20,000 on 21.6. Can we get to 25? Let me go to Agent. Agent, I watched the Ahly game and I watched your guys' game. And I don't know whether this is a purposeful thing that you guys are looking weak, but you're going to get the win, because Ahly looked out of sorts but got their win and moved on. I don't know if it's an African thing, or is the chameleon being found out? Is the chameleon being found out that you just have to low block, essentially?
Yeah, but teams have been low blocking and they've been losing. Sometimes when it's not your day, it's not your day. Hey, you just write it off. It's not your day. But one thing that I love about Rulani is he always finds a substitution. A solution. I mean. So I think you'll find a solution, and I think with those one coming back and fresh and rested, definitely it'll have an impact. And it'll be interesting, actually, that tomorrow we're playing Richards Bay. How many of our starters will play? Would Zwane get minutes because he hasn't played for more than a week? What will happen? I think I'll be interested in that. But to your question,
should Zwane have started this match?
Oh no, he got a suspension. He couldn't start.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So, excuse me. My train of thought has left me. What are you talking about?
The chameleon.
Oh yeah. So no, I think if you look at Africa really is a low scoring region in terms of goals. So I think it's all about can you get the result. That's all that matters. And if you recall well, the past 2-3 years, I can even say 4 years, Ahly's not been playing well. Even under Pitso, they've been playing well, but they're getting results. So maybe that is the way to win the Champions League. And I remember a journalist asked after the Wydad game, that would you change your way of play? It's like, no, would win Champions League like this. And I'm sure they're at the top. They're like, hey, my guy, win the Champions League. We're not gonna wait 4 or 5 years, So he has adopted the Arabs' way of playing, and it's all about the results. That's all that matters.
What did you think about his subs?
The Mudiba one, like I said, is a forgiven. Sometimes when a coach is stressing and you can see it makes sense, I'll always forgive you. But he took long to bring in Umkhulis. And I get the logic with Umaseko in terms that he'll provide width, but Umaseko is a natural winger. He needs space. He's like Osaleng. So when the team is sitting down, it's not going to be that effective, you know? So I had a problem with that. And then in terms of others, Umorena and everybody, it was fine. It was bound to happen. I'm not out. Utesh came in the last 8 minutes. I thought that was one of the first stuff that I would have made, you know, because it's dynamic. And if maybe you're taking out Uribeiro, then bring in someone like Tesh, you know. And I felt that Olosh was super tired, you know. I thought he was going to be him. He was going to be among the other subs that you take off, you know. And again, I'll come back to the Shalile. I think the Shalile one was the most important one where I felt like, here you got it wrong, especially that early. Like Shalile occupies 2 or 3 players, defenders, so you don't take him out in terms, and also in terms of defending, he helps you out. And then again, quickly to go back to tactics. If you're watching Arsenal and Man City, or let me say Man City, what worked for Man City last season was, we know Haaland is not comfortable on the ball. He's not going to interchange his play. So we are not going to bother him with all those kind of stuff. What we'll do is we'll feed him the ball and he'll score. You know? Now, the reason why Haaland is less effective this season is you're asking him to drop down and pass the ball and do this, which is not his strength, you know? So it's similar to Shalulile. In as much as his form is off, another thing which is hating right now is you look at it and you're like, ish, but you're asking Shalulile to drift out wide and place a wing and come back in. I think that is also affecting him because he's not that kind of player who thinks, you know, he plays on instincts and in front of the box. So I hope and I wish Coach Ulan can just ask him, just stay in the box, you know, don't do anything else. You can come back and help defensively, but just stay in the box. Don't go out and try any other thing. Just stay in the box and we'll feed you. I think maybe that could help also. Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay. Let me bring in Chicho. Chicho, are people figuring out the formation of Sundowns, the chameleon? Is it now being found out that I'm ngati lento ayisachinji, or is it just a tactic that they use?
Siyasebenza yona. Mara inkinga uyabona i-draw iyangisabisa. Draw because ikhombisa namale nama sokuthi okay i-Sundowns idlala so masivimbe so nathi mara kufuneka urulani ayilungise.
And then urulani yena ama-subs wakhe wabone njani kule game?
Akule game sama-sub wakhe asharp. Senathinkinga ngibona ulo ushawulile manje ulo u-off. Ushawulile. Very off. Since we enemy hayi u-off angazi kwenzekani ngaye.
But then usamdlala urulani, usamdlala, usangena, he's still got time.
Mara niyathemba uzobuya ushalulile ile information yakhe izobuya.
Nami ngizobuya, I'm gonna come back. Let me go to Malums quickly. Malums, is the chameleon to steal the words of somebody who's from the show? I won't say the name. Is the chameleon now a crocodile? Have people figured out good time, man? This chameleon, if you just have a disciplined low block and you don't play for a win, you can get something from a Sundowns game. Malums? Low block. Okay, I'll come back. Nsabe, same question to you.
Look, I don't think it's yet figured it out. But then I remember now when we're playing Champions League, it's another level. when I look at the other results on the quarterfinals, um, between the 4 games that we played, there was only one goal scored. So it means it was not only us who were struggling on that game during that day. So this is football at its highest level in Africa. So you'd expect, I mean, a team to react that way, more especially when they play against Sundowns. I mean, they do their research as well. They know how we play. And then they know that they can't meet Sundowns pound for pound, and then the Sundowns trying to play positional football. So I mean, coaches have to do what they have to do. If a lock is gonna help them to meet goals, well, that's it. But then I won't say it's figured out. I'm thinking Sundowns on the day they were off OT. Sundowns on the normal easily break that clock. But then, yeah, I wouldn't say, of course, on Saturday, we take a lot of chances.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe the coach of Yanga did a good job, or maybe because Vele were that way. But then we only gonna see when they come to Loftus if they're really that good, if they really got the chameleon football, or it's just Sundowns they were off. But I don't think I've no. I've got hopes and I believe in the chameleon football. I trust in Coach Rulani. He'll go through the reputation. They'll go watch the game again, and he'll find solution. That's one thing for sure that I'm confident. He does study the game and then go in direction. So no worry. We're taking chameleon football. No.
Could we say? Oh, okay. Go on.
With the substitution, the Mudiba substitution, I mean, there was no one. Looking at the bench that could have replaced. Mudiba was an obvious person to go after Zulu was injured. But then the rest of the substitution, I was not impressed. No, I don't know why was Master Chef not on the bench. I don't know why Serino was not on the bench. I would have started Serino over Lodge and the game, and then that substitution for Mudiba maybe could have put him in the middle of the park. But yeah, I mean, it's Rulani. But then I was not impressed with all of the substitution. No one, even Kulise, he came in there, maybe played 1, 2 times. But then I was not impressed. None of the substitution impressed me. Maybe to Memphis and being harsh because he came in late with Masego. But none of the substitution for me impressed me. None of them. So it's made that there for me. But yeah, I wish they and Kule was there.
Malums, are you with me?
Yes, you. Yeah.
Tell me.
You see, we're talking about it.
Yes, the chameleon. Is the chameleon figured out, or are you guys playing weak so that you can hit them by surprise like Ahly does?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Remember, what as young Africans, their best chance to win this game was when they were playing in their own background. So that means while we were there, they had a chance to score. But if you look at information, they decided not to park the pass, they parked a double deck. I mean, if you play with 5 defenders, you are not. That means what you going to the game not expecting any results.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the Sundowns, I would say, now what do I do as a coach in this situation where I'm playing away? I expect you to come at me so we can get results, but you are not sitting back because everyone, if you look at it, almost all the players of Yanga were behind the ball. There was no one up front, so Sundowns never felt threatened. So now, as a coach, you think, okay, right, what is the situation now? I accept the situation and take her home a draw, hoping that I'm gonna change things at home. Yes, maybe. But I don't think what anybody has figured out in the Cameroon football Sundowns, because if that was the case, we will have tried to see Sundowns losing maybe a few games here, 1 or 2 games there. But up to so far, we've got the best defensive record. We've got the lowest goals conceded. So that means it is still working. I don't think because as the name says, chameleon, it changes. So it adapts to whatever game that is being played at the time. So I think at the time then, Mukaba or Mukaba Stadium or whatever, but I think the chameleon changed and adapted to the situation. But I want to go back a little bit to what you were saying about the Sundowns bringing their own food and everything. And I see, I'm looking at Twitter, the Tanzanians are actually up in arms by the fact that we brought our own food. And I don't understand, because you learn from experiences and you learn from what others are saying. Ahly went there, they had food poisoning. Yeah. I think the way that also was complaining of the same thing. So obviously, you don't go there taking. He's running. You don't take chances. You prepare, because if these guys are gonna say, "Good, you know, Abanda Basma Pagari in that team." Again, they can have a bad game. I don't think why Tanzanians all of a sudden are up in arms complaining. They could come to South Africa with their own food if they want to. We don't mind. And lastly, and it's not sportsmanship where officials are being thrown with objects. I mean, it shows as African football, we want to improve. I really think when Mosimane and Ahly were the same last time. But I think Africans need to move out of that. But lastly, for me, going back to the game, I was hoping Utene, last week the game, Utene Umbala will be introduced. It's been a long time we've seen the Lord. We see Utene, I'm not sure whether coach are saving him for the return leg. I'm not sure. But in terms of substitutions, I was happy what was there. I thought maybe Obaso will be given a chance. I thought maybe Utes will be introduced a bit earlier. But again, this is a chameleon football field. It changes. If there is no space for Umbala, we're not going to need him. And I think that young Africans, they respected Sundowns so much that they were content to say no. As a team better 2-0 or 3-0 at home. Gonna hope and pray for an away goal. That's your but let's try by all means not to concede any goal at home.
Okay. I have a theory about that, but I'll talk about it after. Mamba, are you with me?
Put them down.
Mamba,
nginawe straight.
ama-team sewayibona le ndaba echameleon.
Hayi abakayiboni futhi omdala sasekude la urulane lo muntu esidila ngaye mfethu umuntu ophila ibhola yangithola uphila lona uacceptile akobona umuntu ovumile ukuthi okay I'll leave this ngizophila kanje usikhuluma ngorulane lo muntu lo una 0 lose ku-90 minutes phandle kwalo coach league phandle kwalo coach Stellenbosch. Akunamuntu ongakamshayi ku-90 minutes akekho. So sikhuluma ngomunye umuntu ubuye ukhumbule ukuthi abo-Texric yibhamu zethu ekumele sidubule ngazo ukuthi sikwazi ukuthetha ileague. Asikwazi ukucala ngabo noma kanjani. Kune-team ezoza edeserva ukuthi bagijinyise uTexric ezocala nabo abahlohlo urulane. Manje usabazwisa i-taste atrain ibhamu zakhe ngokuthi last season sizamile ukuthi thina sishaya wonke umuntu. And kunala sekumele sisebenzise amandla khona siba sesikhathele lapho. So kumele siqale sincenga kuna pressure lesi esidingayo ukuthi size sibahlabe kwabo. So bahlaba la ePitori sijabulisa ama-fans. Ichameleon isazoshaya abantu sazocompete na ku-Club World Cup ngiyakutshela bhuti emdala sibonge.
Okay. Agent, I'm going to go over a little bit because I want to ask you guys 2 questions. So guys, please be a little bit quick on these 2. Looking at the game on Saturday, what are your concerns and what are the opportunities for you guys? Yeah, I think Mamba.
It's on Friday.
Hey, Mamba. On Friday, yes, on Friday. I'm looking at the game. Do you have any concerns or worries for the game? Are there any opportunities? And then can you give me just a comment on the dark arts of Africa?
Before I comment, I think my membership will be cancelled if I don't say this out loud, that it's very unfair. It's extremely unfair, and I should convey this message from the Sundowns family that there's no way we are playing Yanga on Saturday at night. We fly all the way, and we play on a Tuesday at night, and we play on a Friday. Like, come on, guys. It's extremely unfair. If this was a PSL game, I wouldn't mind, but the Champions League, aye, guys. Tomorrow we should not be playing this game if PSL was serious about PSL teams competing in CAF, But anyways, against all odds, someone once said. I think there's two problems that we have, or two schools of thought. The first school of thought is we've seen this movie before. If you got married once and you got divorced, once the wife starts doing similar things, you're like, man, I've been on this road again. So I think there is that fear, and I don't know if it was, I had someone speaking about it, that it is giving me weird vibes, that even though we're one man down, we drew there, and come here, equalize by inshallah, so I'm scared. Not scared because I feel like we would lose or that the Yanga are a threat, but I'm traumatized, and I'm triggered by this result. I think that's the only thing. But I think taking the emotions out of it, you would think Yanga are not going to suppress us with that tactics. They're going to come here and hope for a goal, And I think rulani has an instinctual team. They have to show that tactical acumen now and find a solution for that, I always hear corrections and what. This is the time that you want to see the importance of those corrections, And for me, Zwane will be very key. And I didn't want to say it because on this platform I'm called a Sereno supporter, but I would have started Sereno over Lodge because it offers you something else, So, hi, I'm scared, Bob. I'm scared. But what was the second question? I really forgot.
No, you took time. You took time. Hey, man.
Oh, okay. That cards. We must take those people to sunny side, man. Sunny side. Nothing much. And the ball boys must be coached properly. That first, if you score first, delay. Even if all of you get red cards, they'll go and collect balls for themselves. It's okay.
I was gonna say, Malome Kuts was saying that when you are scared, we must listen. I'm gonna wait for Friday morning. On a Friday morning, that's when you know. If you listen to Agent on Friday morning, you'll know. Ticho.
Yeah, bro.
Are there any worries for Lake Game Friday or any opportunities for Sundowns Friday? And then school they get given in Amalek TV. Is this Susan's and what? What do you think of that?
We are one umlingo. We Sundowns awusebenzi. Umlingo usebenzi la. Siyazi abanye ngomlingo by number 1. Mara uyabona iPSL. If ingabe fair, ngabe sebenzele ile bayibizana MDC players for Saxa. Sithi ngabe iPSL fair. Mara siyoyini game Friday.
Awuthukanga next.
Sanga thuki. Friday is Friday.
After school is after school, eh, Maras Chicho? I want to need but it's fine. Anything, Balooms. Balooms, very quickly, what do you think about this dark arts? Are we too friendly as a country when we accept people into the country? And then, do you have any worries or opportunities on Friday where you see that things could go right or wrong?
Well, I think Chief Name, Ian has got two options. Option one, they can sit for a local Gabo and hope that they will get a miracle on the counter. That is their option. Option one. Option two, they can say, hey, you know what, this is a tournament. Let's go out and see. Maybe we'll get something. So that is their options currently. And for Sundowns, I think for me, I'm consoled by the fact that Umsisi will be available. Again, I'm consoled by the fact that maybe again Umbala was available. Maybe they will let Umbala play. And again, I'm still going back to the thing within the Uribero. I think that boy need a little bit of time to say, you know what, Nev? The reason why someone was saying Ushaulile was all over the place is because Ushaulile now tends to go and look for the ball. Uribero was supposed to provide those passes to Ushaulile, but Ushaulile will go and look for the ball. But I think if they can get that system correct up front, I think we're going to be okay. I see us winning by a 2-1-1-0 scenario, but it's not going to be a big score. Okay. In terms of African dark arts, so-called, I think as I said, it is not good. It is not good. Again, I'm saying it's a good thing. I don't understand why people are complaining, because if I always come to your house and when I live there, I get to my house and use the whole lot of toilet paper. I mean, it's not obviously the problem is there. You can't tell me because they are saying now it's the weather. No, it's the weather situation. It was not actually the food. Come on, it's not the weather situation. So I think Tanzanians are gonna get a bad name because of that. It's three teams complaining, so I think they're gonna get a bad name. But in any case, I think next Friday, I expect a win for Sundowns, but not a comfortable, not a win I will have loved. I will have loved to go to this one and just say, you know what, and you have to understand, what for Sundowns now, this is the right opportunity to win the CAF. If you look at the teams that are left there, it's only Ahly, and we've got history against Ahly. And we should be regarding all these other teams now as small boys. Say, no, we're just going to walk over them. This is the right time for the Sundowns to take this. There is never a better opportunity. And we're looking at Tunisia. What is this team? Tunisia. For the Club World Cup. Yeah. Esperance, yeah. To say, you know what, Nep? Because the tricky situation with the CAF now and the Club World Cup is that AFSEC is depending on us to go to the final to save them to get to the Club World Cup. Same situation now with the Sundowns. If we get knocked out, we have to support the team as a Tunisia to get to the final. That get us through now also to the World Cup. You understand? So now the only best opportunity is that we have to go through Igemia next week and meet this asset and make sure we deal with them traditionally, so that we know what we secured our space, because the only way for us to get to the Club World Cup, because the reason now has shifted a bit from CAF to Club World Cup, because they are much more, those pastures are greener. So I think, I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting a win.
Mhlave, to close off the show, what do you think of this dark arts, man, that is done in other African countries? Should we be doing the same thing in South Africa? And then, do you have any worries or opportunities for the game on Friday?
Okay, let me start by addressing the game for tomorrow. And I think it's fair that the PSL allowed us to play this game. I mean, already Saturday, I think they postponed the game. Space of which obviously it was gonna be. And I think we need this game tomorrow for the likes of Aburi, and she has not been playing for the longest time. So that game tomorrow against Maritzburg is gonna help us, and also we can also rest Mokwena, and other players that. But yeah, no need for us to postpone this game anyway. The league it's wrapped, so no worry for me in that regard. As for my worries, the thing is, after the group stages, any game that or attend for Sundowns, now to be honest, I don't enjoy, because we have been hailed from Pedro while when we started to hail from Pedro, then we that happened last season with so it previous problem. So I hardly enjoy Sundowns playing out of the knockout, the group stages. So we just go there and then we try and hope for the best, because now it's still die. It's knockout. You go home, So hey, for me, it's as much as I want to be positive and then I want to say we're gonna win the game and all that, but then I still have that war, I still have that trauma. I still have that trauma. But yeah, I believe in a technical team. I believe in Rulani. We go there Friday. We support the boys. Support the technical team. Ours is to support them on Friday. And yeah, we hope that what I saw on Saturday, I don't see how Yanga is gonna hit us. But then we shouldn't be naive, because we don't have the right to win the game before we play the game. So the game, it's one. So that might come and surprise us, because anything can happen in this Champions League. So that's my only worry, that as much as we try to be confident and all that, but at the end of the day, there is win, lose or draw. So we'll see come Friday. Yeah, I trust the players, I trust the technical team, I trust. Yeah, I hope we win, and then I call all the Sundowns supporters to go to Loftus, try and the stadium, come in early, 2 hours if we can before the kickoff time. I know it's an awkward fixture on a Friday.
Yeah.
Let's try arrive on time. And also, yeah, don't to be the friend of. Yeah.
No, finish off, Chief. Good man.
Yeah, no, it's also OT. So we're winning it. Yeah, no worry, Masandawana. Let's go there.
It doesn't sound like you guys are confident, but it's fine. It's 8 o'clock at Loftus. When you're done, you go to Eastwoods. Others will go to Blue Room. Kumnandi, guys. I don't know. It's not awkward, man. Anyway, guys, I've got a little bit over. Look, my thoughts are very simple. I don't think Yanga is playing with a plan. I think Yanga is trying to hold on long enough that the pressure falls onto Sundowns. So I think Yanga's plan is get the draw first leg, even though they had some very good chances. But anyway, get a draw first leg. Second leg, when you go to Loftus, if you can hold it up until 65, 70th minute, then pressure goes on to the other side. You hear Sundowns fans talking about Club World Cup, about Aztec Mimosa and Esperance and all these people. If it gets to 70th minute and it's still 0-0, I don't know. It might be exactly what Yanga's hoping for, because I don't think Yanga believe, honestly, and Mikel Kamondi believe that they can play you guys off of the pitch. So it's interesting. But guys, I've gone over. Thank you, Malume Kutso, for the gift. Guys, thank you for the likes. Thank you for watching. Those who have not followed, please follow. Those who have not subscribed on the other side, please subscribe. Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. Friday, 12:30. That's the official show times. But tomorrow we're going to be here at 7:30 to check out the Mamelodi Sundowns game. and also the Chiefs game. We'll do a simulcast of the two games, and then we'll go from there. So please join me tomorrow at 7:30. If you want to watch any of the previous episodes back, or you've come in late, or you missed the hot one, they're available on YouTube or in full, as well as other content that I do. If you want to be in the WhatsApp group where we don't have time restraints, where we speak and I get to learn a lot from you guys, and you guys get to speak to me a lot more, because I love learning from you. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned from a lot of people. The WhatsApp group is available. Go onto YouTube, click on subscribe, click on join, and you'll gain access to the WhatsApp group. That's where we go back and forth. Hard, banter, education, all of that stuff is all available there without any time constraints. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys then tomorrow at 7:30. Bye, guys.